was the first one.
Hello.
Hello. Yay.
Hey.
Hey. We're back. Boys are back in town.
Oh, hold on, my camera's wrong. It's not zoomed in enough. Still the junk everywhere. Oh, well, fuck it.
Richard, do your thing.
Oh. I know what's wrong. Okay, good. Hello everyone. Welcome to what we call the Ideal Home Show. It's number 42.
I think everyone calls it that.
Yeah, the episode number is 102.
One. Yes.
My name's Richard. The gentleman with the hat on is Rick, and the other guy we think is called John. We're going to try and do an hour and a half and shoot off.
Super animated.
Stay tuned.
Super animated intro this week.
I really like your really chilled out ones. They just make me laugh.
On tonight's show, we will be talking about India, squonking, quite a lot of squonking. There will be some stuff later on, some stuff around 10 to 10. If you want to skip through to that, if you're watching it on catch up.
Whoops.
Oops. And what else? Oh, there'll be a mod showcase. There'll be a troll of the week, and some other really interesting stuff. Actually, we have a scientific breakthrough later on.
Oh, that would count as guaranteed stuff if it's a scientific breakdown. Scientific breakthrough. Sorry.
We literally have breaking scientific news. That is true. That's true. I'm not winding you up. We proved something. We've got to the bottom of something scientifically that has never been before gotten to the bottom of in vaping.
I don't even know what you mean, but I'm excited.
So that is that. John.
Hello.
At what point do you want to talk about your holiday? In this bit or later?
I'll do it in news.
Okay.
News.
Okay. So in that case, how has your week been? What did you have for breakfast? What are you vaping on? And where do you stand on the spork?
Oh, right. It took me a second to think what the fuck you're on about. Week's been good. Really, really good. Back to work on Monday morning. And yeah, it was good actually. It's different. If you like your job, you don't really want to go back. So it was all right. I like my job, so it was okay. What did I have for breakfast? I had marmalade on toast. I had my mum gives me a jar of marmalade every year in about September. Marmalade season. And then I had
marmalade.
Oh, in the fridge. Yeah, homemade marmalade kicks the shit out of.
It's got to be nice and soury, bitter lemon skinny.
Orange skin.
Orange skin, yeah.
Orange skin, yeah, and big bits. They're like good chunky bits of marmalade, chunky bits of peel as well. I like it. Yeah, big fan. So I had marmalade on toast this morning.
How much does she give you?
Should I get only the one jar? I could get more, but I got 1 jar of marmalade and 1 jar of apple and tomato chutney.
Ooh, now you're just showing off.
Yeah, goes well with the cheese.
If you got any more, wouldn't it? I mean, 1 jar.
One jar, yeah. Another one, yeah. You get sick of it. I never do because it's only me eating it, so it's fine. What we're going to do? Oh, the spork. That is a good question.
What's spork? What is it? What is that?
It's a half spoon, half fork. It's a
plastic things.
The spork.
Oh, okay.
You've never had one, right?
Never. Didn't even know what a spork was.
It's a spoon with pointy bits on the end.
That's stupid. You don't need it then, do you?
You get them with like a. I had a spork the other day because I had a fruit salad from Tesco's, and you get a spork in that. at the top.
Oh, actually, you sort of get them at M&S as well. When
yeah. M&S. Yeah.
Oh, I have used a Sport. Then I have. Yeah.
Where do you stand?
Where do I stand? Brilliant. I think it's cracking.
Yeah, I think they're pretty versatile piece of eating equipment.
Where do you draw the line, though? Would you use one to take a tea bag out of a cup of tea?
No, that'd be ridiculous.
Not in an emergency.
Yeah, in an emergency, I'd use anything probably.
Could be a little risky.
Has anybody ever thought of the fife?
Oh, what's that?
I don't know. It's a knife fork.
You can't have a knife fork, can you? Because you can't.
You could call it the nork, couldn't you? We could cut a bit off, then poke it.
They should make one that's a combination of everything.
It wouldn't fit in the yogurt pot.
Yeah, but then you could just have one lot. You wouldn't need all these different knife, fork, and spoon. You could have two. If you had a knife and fork,
you'd accidentally give yourself a tonsillectomy.
The same thing. It's the same one in each hand.
If you sharpened one edge of a spork, you would have I don't know what we call it. A spyfoon. Yeah, will it?
Yeah, spyfoon. Spyfoon, definitely.
Definitely, we need a spyfoon. Someone needs to invent that. Get on it.
Application pending.
What am I vaping on? I decided to just overload this evening for no apparent reason. I thought I'd bring the breeze back with my brilliant modification of a cut-up insulator.
How'd you get on with it on holiday then?
Do you know what? It's cracking. It's got its limitations. Now I've had it for 3 weeks, 4 weeks. The coils don't last forever. You get about 4 days out of a coil. About 4 days. So I used a pack of 5 while I was away, but I had no duds, which for Aspire is pretty good, actually. People have talked about the battery life, but what are you expecting? Look, it's look at it like next to I don't know billet box. There you go. Like,
it's Tiddler.
It's tiny. It's gone. So I used this a lot because we were in cabs and in pain in the arse places to vape. So I had this with a 45 milligram nicotine in it, and it was great.
Use it when you're feeling breezy.
Feeling breezy, yeah. It's the best not closed system because it's closed. Is it? Yeah, it's closed, but it's not all in one that I've used. I think it's great, especially if you cut up an insulator and jam it in the hole. It's even better.
It's a cool breeze.
It's a cool breeze. Well, I had the billet box in my hand, so the billet box came out over holidays as well, and it's got raspberry mint in it and an extra set, and that was great. I didn't bring any building gear with me at all, so because I knew the coils were right, so I just bought a pack of cotton and some scissors. So that works.
Whatever works.
Whatever works. What I've been this. I got this in the post today. The Flave Tank by, is it Alliance?
Alliance Tank.
I'm going to give you a go. And I put in a coil. I put in a flat Clapton 0.3. A Flapton from that kit I had. Whatever the fuck. Richard, you recommended it.
Coil Master Skynet.
The Coil Master Skynet. I think let me see if I can get it. No, probably not. But there's the coil in there. I'll just get a little bit of one of them.
How are you finding it?
I know. Well, I've only had it since about 10 a.m. this morning. But I like it a lot. It's got a little 2 mil tank on it, and you can squeeze and fill it up. Quite like that. It's quieter than the Wasp, which is the closest thing I've got to it with that. I'm well aware when our good friend Mr. Mark Todd reviewed it, he was talking about how it's very similar to the Narta.
Narca.
No, I thought it was Nada. Narta is the tank, isn't it?
There's an RBA.
I'm sure there's a NAR-cut as well.
NARBA. No, yeah, NAR.
Oh, Todd will tell us. Is he in chat?
Yeah, but this is the flavor anyway, and it's got that one in it, which this was the liquid that I missed the most when I was away, because I didn't take any with me because I'd already done the whole bottle that Dean had kindly sent me as a sample, and we didn't have any Dat one at Just Had Nick when I left, because it was just at the time when we'd the whole palaver with the this one, that one. So I didn't have any. So when I get back, the only thing I was craving was a bit of that one, and it's fantastic with beer.
Tony Parkinson says it's the Nana.
No, yeah, no. So that's that. That's that I've been vaping. So that's that one in the. I got to get this wrong again. Tripophonic mod.
Oh yeah,
Tripophonic. That one. The next thing I've got is the Just Had Nick mod that Simon kindly made for me.
Hey.
This one, Just Had Nick written on the front. I don't really need to see it. It's got Just Had Nick. Oh, you can't really see it because I've got to turn the battery around to get the full effect of the Just Had Nickness. Just Had Nick. All right.
Cool.
And that has got on top of it a Troll V1. Troll? Yeah. And it's got Nata. This is confusing, isn't it? Nata. Nata, Portuguese custard tart in the goon. This is good. Yeah. That.
Oh.
Like in that, the guy who makes Toby, who makes Nata, is going to be at Expo next weekend, and so are we. Sorry, I picked up too many mods today. Mr. Dacus, his fantastic mod with Vapor Giant Nano. I don't know if you can see it. It's very small. It's there.
That's not small.
It's like this.
It's massive.
My thumb. Look.
That's as big as a K-phone.
Cave. And that has got raspberry mint in it. Give it a quick vape. Mike Cotini at Just Had Nick headquarters for yesterday, Tuesday. And
I'm surprised he didn't go up to see you, Richard. You must feel a bit left out this week.
it's the only one who's not seen. Nearly done the full route.
no, man.
Done the full only travel around this week.
No, it's all good. Me and Mike have an understanding.
Always nice to see Dacus.
Yeah, he's a lovely man.
Good. Yeah. And I will give him this. He's black and he didn't steal anything, which is great.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Lucky there, I reckon.
Maybe you just haven't found what he's stolen yet.
Yeah, that's about it. Yes, I got I bought the coil pack, and what else did I get there? So vape mail this week was the Flame Tank. I got a secret liquid from a friend. I'm not even going to show. I can't really show the bottle, but because everyone will know who it was. Coil pack, which so far has been good. I put too low a coil in the Wasp, though, but that was my fault. And it was just hitting way too hard on 12 milligram. Anyway, Richard.
Yes.
How's your week been? I know what you had for lunch. You didn't have anything for breakfast. So what did you have for dinner yesterday?
How do you know what I had for lunch?
You had Pizza Hut because you took a picture of it.
Oh, that was dinner.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll go for lunch. Sorry. Okay. Well, early dinner for you. Okay. How's your week been? What did you have for lunch? What are you vaping on? And who would win in a fight, He-Man or Superman, and why?
Okay. My week has been mixed. I've had I broke my phone on Monday. So
how did you break it?
I was wicking an RDA, and I put a screwdriver straight through the screen.
No.
Wow.
I'm a violent man. And yeah, I got carried away, I guess. I genuinely, I didn't even, it wasn't one of those moments where you go, oh, you look at your phone and go, have I broke it? Yeah, I didn't even consider I may have broken it. I didn't think I'd put any force on it at all. And it must have just been a perfect pressure point and cracked it right down. And so it wouldn't accept key, the touch of fingers. And yeah.
No. Are you not protecting your bubble?
No, I don't believe in insurance.
Yeah.
It's a bad thing. Insurance is bad.
I don't like insurance for things that you could live without.
Do you know? I dropped my phone walking the dog last year, and I needed a replacement screen. And unbelievable. By the way, anyone who's got a Samsung S7 Edge,
but the replacement screen is less than the price of the excess of the insurance.
Oh no, not on the Edge. No, it's £500.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the point. That was the point of me going, what the fuck?
But you can buy a mobile phone from Tesco's for 30 quid.
That is true.
So they don't need insurance from 30 quid.
My excess was 50 quid, and I got a whole new screen.
You got a good deal on your insurance. I'm a believer now. I'm going to seek out that package.
Yeah.
It was like Lethal Weapon. It was 3 weeks from retirement. The phone.
Oh no.
So
too old for this shit.
It just obviously went. I don't know why I'm covered in e-juice.
I think they know. I think the phone knows.
Yeah. I blame myself, but I got a new phone, a Samsung S8. It seems okay.
I like the Samsungs. Well, I think I got an S7.
Yes. They're much of a muchness.
Yeah. Android in a phone.
Yes, that's right. So got a new phone, got a new car as well.
God, expender.
Did it come with a phone or?
I tell you what, they communicate with each other.
It's not a very good car though, is it? It hasn't even got a cassette player.
It hasn't got a cassette player. No. To be honest, they didn't have what I was looking for. I don't think there is a car on the market because I did ask. They don't have one with sat nav built in and a cassette player. It's like those two things can't coexist.
If someone was to be brave enough to make one with both of those things, it would be.
I reckon I could get. It's got a USB port. I reckon I could get a USB powered cassette player.
Can't beat the old TDK 90-minute tapes.
Yeah. New car.
Somebody just reminded me.
Dad's Saloon.
Somebody just reminded me in chat of something because your car. They said, "Oh, what happened to the old one?" Austin said, "Oh, he dropped it," which is quite
very good. I lost it.
And I am an arse for doing this, but I'm going to do it. I do remember sitting in a factory canteen once, and a guy will turn up for work an hour late, and somebody asked him what happened, and his car had stopped on the dual carriageway, and he kept trying to start it, and he couldn't start it. Didn't start, so he got out and stabbed it all over with a screwdriver, which just made my day.
Yeah, I like people who do things like that. It's good. I like reactionary things.
It just reminded me of Basil Fawlty.
Yeah, absolutely. The car was fine, but I was wicking an RDA up against the tyre, and I put a screwdriver straight through the tyre, and so it didn't work very well with 3 wheels fully inflated, so I just got rid of it. Yeah, so I got a new Dad's Saloon. That's brilliant.
Dad's Saloon.
Yeah. That's that. That's my week. That's the most impressive week I've ever had in terms of content-wise for this show. At Pizza Hut I had. I'll just quickly tell you what I had at Pizza.
No, lunch. We want to know lunch.
I don't get about Pizza Hut. That was dinner. That's not what I asked.
Okay, lunch I had. I really want to qualify this though. This is gonna shock you though. I didn't have a pizza at Pizza Hut.
Oh, what the fuck? Well, wait there. That's the cliffhanger. Let's have the lunch.
They're not good. Are they any? They're not any good. The pizzas at Pizza Hut, anyway, are they?
They're pretty shit.
No, they're round.
Yeah. They got tomato sauce on them, haven't they?
I like the fact that we started with really dark, solemn, sarcastic Richard, and now we've got giggly Richard.
Yeah, I'll send this video to my therapist. At lunch, I had a burger and chips. There we go.
And now, what happened at Pizza Hut?
What? No, just a Pizza Hut.
Come on, what did you have at Pizza Hut?
I think I'm having a breakdown.
It better be good now after all this.
It's really not. That makes it funny.
It's not good. It's not good. Scampi. Just scampi.
Hey,
Scampi.
I like a bit of scampi.
I'm not a big fan of it, but that's what I chose. So.
Oh, I don't mind a bit of scampi. It's quite nice.
I didn't even realise it was prawns.
It can be. I think it can be any sort of fishy thing, can't it? Really.
That's what they went.
No, it's langoustine. Is what it is.
I don't know. I'd never had it before.
Oh.
It's langoustine, definitely. It's gotta be.
Can we move on, please? I'm vaping on.
Go.
I'm vaping
Go
on
for it.
the Vandy Vape Squonker, made by Vandy Vape. I believe it's called the Pulse. It's a 2700 mechanical squonker, and one really good thing about it is made of plastic.
What's that good?
That's good then.
Yeah, so it's very light and easy to dispose if you drop it.
Oh, cool. Can you put a screwdriver through it, do you reckon?
If you took all the metal bits out, you could go through a metal detector.
Excellent.
Undetected.
Undetected. It won't work, but you get through it.
And the other good thing is very cheap to make. It has a soggy button. Quite a soggy button. I don't know if you can see that on camera.
Yeah, it's got a big throw on that by the looks of it.
Yeah, well, it fires with half of the amount of throw it has.
Right.
So it's a balancing act of how much you want to push it.
I see.
But it's a thing. I've also got. I'll tell you what I've got in here. I've got blue slush from Homebrew. Badass blends. I've also got this. This is the Trypophobic Squonker with goon on top.
Nice.
Yeah, yes, that is good. That is a good thing. And this, I've got this. This is the new Wismec RX 2700. So it's the RX that they've done before, the Gen 3 type thing, but it's in 2 battery mode and it's 2700. The only problem I've found so far is the door's a bit, when it just gives a bit every time you squeeze it.
Yeah, you want it to be a bit firmer than that, don't you?
Yeah, I just don't like feeling that and sort of hearing it a bit every time I pick it up, and I don't know. Yeah, but other than that, it's fine. The Gen 3 Relu was good, so it's very similar. On top, I've got the Boreas V2.
I like sending you these Pat Butcher finished mod arties, don't they?
I know. I don't have
They're all
anything.
sending these dodgy rose gold and gold things, aren't they?
I know. Oh, I wish they'd send me a gold mod to go with it.
I saw the Bogan is quite a fan of that, and that yeah, it's a very Pat Butcher. Yeah, not a fan of gold stuff.
I don't mind it as an RTA. But I'm really gutted it's got the Boreas name or Boreas name, because the V1 was like really cool. It was like really high wattage RTA, and this one's just like a normal RTA. So I was hoping for a bit more, if I'm honest. But still to review that, so we'll see. Rick,
Yeah.
when did you last have scampi? No. How's your week been? What did you have for breakfast? What are you vaping? And who would win in a fight between He-Man and Superman?
Oh, you didn't answer it.
Superman, isn't it?
Okay. What did I have for breakfast? I had those little Weetabixy things with chocolate in them. Those little Weetabix. Do you know the little ones? The little mini Weetabix chocolate thing.
I thought you were low on carb at the moment. I thought we were carb.
Yeah, we didn't have any bacon in the fridge, so it's like I'll just scran some cereal and get out the door.
So are those like mini Weetabix with chocolate?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I wonder.
My week's been really good. It's been busy down at Mod Maker HQ this week. I've had a couple of visitors this week. I had Mr. Bradley Bob Pinto from Tripophobic. He came to see me on Monday.
I will say, Bradley, you've got you wear your beanie, Brad, because I think you look great in the beanie. It looked like, you know, when you took that picture with him, and I mean this is an illustrative thing. When you had that picture taken with him earlier in the week, love you, Brad, but you look like a Make-A-Wish kid who'd just been told you could go around there. Like Make-A-Wish Tim Minchin.
No, it was lovely to see him. He came down. I've never had any visitors. Well, not anybody that mods visiting me there. So Bradley came down and we had to partake in a couple of beverages at the local.
Lovely.
Just before that red sky came and the dust flew around. So it was nice to see him. Nice to see Bradley. And also Wednesday, I was honoured to have a visit from the wonderful Mr. Mike Dacus.
Did he come to Mod Maker HQ as well?
Yep.
Did he nick anything?
Well, I did notice there was a box missing this morning when I went in, but I'm not blaming him. Don't blame him. Don't
be racist.
It may have just been mislaid.
And if it turns up, there'll be no questions asked.
I did leave the pub a mod light though. But no, I gave that to him. He didn't steal it. No, yeah, Mike came to work, bought so many vinyls. I think it's about 15,000 vinyls, 17,000, 15,000 vinyls. So we've got enough vinyls for a year. So he can have a break. Him and Emma, the lovely Emma, can have a break now. Because Emma sits there weeding these things out every night, sitting in front of the TV, pulling out the bits that you don't want. So she probably puts more work in than Mike does on those vinyls.
I should have said thank you again, Mike and Emma, for the vinyls that you dropped off at just at Nick HQ as well.
Yeah, that is really cool. It's really good.
That was lovely. We went out and had some lunch and a couple of beers, and yeah, really good to see Mike. Always great to see Mike. Everybody loves Mike. What else did you ask? When did I have scampi? I don't know. I can't remember. It's pretty boring, isn't it? It's all right though. But
I know that. Last time I had it was in Birmingham at the last expo. It's all right.
Yeah.
The only person
have it at Expo. I might have it at Expo just to...
Have it. That little pub outside. What's it? Witherspoons? They do a scampi.
Yeah, yeah.
The only person that has a chance against Superman is the Hulk, isn't it? That's fact.
I think you've got. I'd like to think He-Man would win actually.
What are his abilities?
He's got a sword and a power of Grayskull on his side.
He's got the power of Grayskull.
Well, what
he
is
never
that
says,
quantifiable, or is that more?
Never says what his sword is made of. Though it could contain some sort of kryptonite alloy.
Yeah.
And chocolate.
And he's got a green tiger. So that joins in when he gets the power of Grayskull. The tiger gets some sort of I don't know, extra to it.
I think I'd rather be He-Man with that tiger than Superman.
Mm.
Yeah, I think He-Man kicks ass.
What powers did he have really?
He had that
super strength in his sword and his massive tiger.
Massive, and the muscles and strange underpants and S&M get up that he had. I mean, that's got to be
Was his girlfriend She-Ra? Was she a girlfriend? of female.
He was banging her for a bit. I don't think it was serious.
Just a little casual thing because
You can't blame him, can you?
No.
no.
She looked like a bit like a dirty Wilma, didn't she? She had a bit of
Oh, she was lovely, yeah.
a Wilma look.
I was reminded of a brilliant. Oh, we've got a bit of hold.
We've got a bit of an echo. Yeah, hold on. I think it's Rick.
It's a brilliant Muhammad Ali quote this week.
What was
Gonna
we're still echoing.
Slowly. Yeah, so he was on an aeroplane and he said, the air stewardess asked him to put his seatbelt on, and in a very Muhammad Ali style, he said, "Superman don't need a seatbelt," and she replied, "Superman doesn't need a plane."
Right, what am I vaping on? Do you know what I'm vaping on?
Yeah, God, might as well. It's meant to be a vaping.
Vaping on a trypophobic mod. Ideal home show. They got a new Atty this week, and that's the Haku Cruiser on top.
How are you getting on with it?
It's good for a little one. It's good. I mean,
I want to have a go. I want to have a go on that at Expo.
It's just another one of those things where the hype takes over. They're hard to get. Everyone wants them, and everyone's paying so much for them. It's good. Yeah, it's good. It's no better than loads of, and it doesn't turn. You know, it's not so amazing. It's not going to change your world when it comes to vaping. It's only an atomizer. But no, I do like it. It's all right. It's like it tastes to me just like the Hadley did, but the airflow's different, so it doesn't leak through the sides. I can't say I notice a great deal of difference between the flavour with this and a Hadley. So, but no, I like it. It looks pretty sick on there. Looks really quite nice.
Yes, it does look good.
Yeah, it's got a good deck. It's well made. The O-rings are good. It did confuse me a little bit because there's two of these, isn't there? There's two of these Haku Industries Atties at the moment. The Cruiser and another one. The only difference between them is there's a bit more metal inside the deck. That's the only thing. There's no other difference apart from that. So it sort of strikes me as a bit weird that they've brought two models out of the same atomizer, really. But no, I like it though. It's good. I'm pleased I got it, and I'll use it for a while. And in that, I'm vaping on a juice that I made, which is I've called it Cafe Castro. It's a cigari coffee with cinnamon and vanilla.
I did see you put the recipe up.
Inspired by the great leader.
It's based on the Wu-Wah cigar recipe, but I ditched the coconut and changed a couple of other things. Added a bit more. Had two types of coffee and added. What else did I add? I can't remember. I've got the recipe up anyway if you want to go and have a look at it. It's quite nice. It's just a sweet tobacco. Tobacco's a bit stronger than Wu-Wah cigar because I've got a bit of Cubano in there, which just stinks of ashtrays till it calms down. So yeah, it's nice. I'm enjoying that. What else? I've got Chris Scott, my lovely parallel mech squonker here that Chris Scott made for me. Thought I'd have a go on this week. Might probably take this up to Expo actually because it's 2 batches and lasts all day. So
I think that's my favourite mod in the universe.
You reckon? You like it?
Mm.
It does the job, mate. It's really good.
Yeah, it's just exactly what's needed.
You're gonna see a lot of parallels coming out now.
I think you're gonna. Yeah.
It's just battery life. I mean, I like singles and parallel, but so yeah, I've been vaping on that. In that, I'm vaping. I got some juice off the shelf that's been sitting there a while, and I forgot how much I liked it. And that's one of the Code Vapors ones, number 5, Code Vapors. I can't remember what the flavour profile is, but
it's not the banana. I just remember the banana one from Code Vapors, to be honest.
Yeah, I've got a full bottle here. This is owed to somebody though. I've got to give this to Reese. I said I'll give it to him at Fest, and I haven't got around to it yet. But I've got it, Reese. Come and see me at Expo, Reese, and you can have that. I'll bring it up for you. So yeah, I'm on that Code Vapors number 5 in there, and it's nice, really good. What else? Yeah, quickly, Big Pig with a roughneck. Don't know. Oh, in that I've got Blueberry Fluff. I got my mech that I got from Mr. Todd, the Britpop with a goon on top, and I've actually got that tobacco in that as well. The Castro, and I've got a new mod that I made. I made a mod. Everyone's making mods at the moment. Everyone, even Mark Todd's making a mod. So yeah, I finally got round. I got a few hours on Saturday afternoon. I finally got round to using Scott Bonner's block up. So I made myself a little mech squonker with it.
Very nice.
I really like it.
Yeah, really, such an easy build. It's a nice little 3-hour job, and I've got a nice little mod. I really love it. It's great. Yeah, and in that I've got Voodoo Brew. That's all I'm vaping on. Only 5 mods I'm vaping on at the moment. So.
Yeah, I went with 5. 5 is the magic number tonight.
See, I struggle when it comes. I was saying to Mike, I was saying to somebody, I can't remember who it was now, but I struggle when it comes to bedtime to carry all my stuff up to bed. I've got 8 batteries and at least 3 mods.
I only take 1 down.
I just struggle with carrying all my stuff upstairs. I might have to have a bedtime bag to put all my stuff in because I just feel.
I take one mod to bed. That's it.
I take what I'm vaping on.
Funny, I never smoked in the house. When I smoked, I never smoked in the house. I would never dream of smoking in bed. But I do vape in bed. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I have a good vape up in bed. But
when you're asleep.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, I'm sure the juice goes down while I'm asleep. But yeah.
That'd be Rosie doing longits.
What I need is one of those goosenecks that Scott really likes. Yeah, so I could sort of just have it on the floor and just lay out with my head out the side of the bed, just vaping while I'm asleep.
That's good.
Or maybe just get one of those oxygen masks that you get if you're so fat you're that one really fat and can't breathe. Sleep apnea. Is it sleep apnea? Is that what you get?
Yeah, sleep apnea.
Yeah, my mate had that. Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to.
That's Gary, who we were talking about earlier.
Oh.
Yeah, he just died in his sleep. So yeah, he was a really big fella.
Anyway, moving on.
News, John.
Let's do the news. I'm going to go with my first one, which is a brilliant story from the wonderful news source that is the Daily Fail. I named it in the note, Drugs Are Bad. Okay. This is what they went with, the Mail Online. Let me just bring it. Just got to fiddle with my computer. Let's go. Fuck it. That's not working. Bollocks. I made the wrong thing bigger. This is a professional vaping show. It's going brilliantly well. Right. E-cigarettes are being adapted to smoke heroin, crack cocaine, ecstasy, and cannabis. You didn't know that, did you?
That's all right then. Cool.
Warns experts.
What's the warning? If they haven't got some other one device to do it with, they'll do it with another. It's either a spoon and a blooming lighter, or it's a vaporizer.
You've got to wait. You've got to wait for the stats. The stats are amazing. 39% of e-cig users use them to take illegal drugs or former legal highs. Researchers warn 2 letters known about the risks. It does seem a little nearly 4 in 10. Seems a bit high to me. Researchers warned too little is known about the risks of taking drugs in this way. Toxologists said the trend poses a serious potential health risk. I'm going to give you the opening few paragraphs quickly. Electronic cigarettes are being used to vape illegal substances like cannabis, crack cocaine, ecstasy. I don't know how the fuck you do that.
I say Mark Todd's on that lemon crack or whatever it is. He's been on crack, hasn't he, lately?
He's been on crack lately, yeah, it's true.
He's a crackhead. Oh, Mark Todd.
Crack cocaine.
If anyone wants to clip that.
Ecstasy and heroin as part of a disturbing new drug culture. A study by public health experts has revealed alarming numbers of e-cigarette users are modifying their vaping devices so they can inhale vapor from banned drugs. The research found 39% of people with electronic vaping devices admit to using them to take illegal drugs or former legal highs. Sorry.
What a load of bollocks. Such
as methadone. Fucking unbelievable. The researcher who led the study warned to Dr. Matthew Blundell, a toxicologist at Guy's and Thomas NHS Foundation Trust in London, and his colleagues said vaping of recreational drugs and new psychoactive substances poses a serious potential public health risk. So he didn't say anyone was doing it. He just said if he did, it would be a very good idea.
You know what they did though, John, don't you? They did a survey from 100 drug addicts and some of them vaporizers to use their drugs.
Yeah, I'm going to end it with this.
Better to do it the real way, you know.
It's got to be safer than doing it the other ways, if you think about it.
It's gotta be. It's gotta be.
Yeah.
Like needles are dangerous, aren't they?
Oh, it'd be much better to inhale heroin than inject it, but you don't have to.
I like the idea that all these things are vapable when they're not. The
dry herb atomizer. They must be talking about dry herb atomizers.
But how are you getting an E in it?
You just
anyway.
You just eat it and then vape.
Sorry, the next slide really got me giggled. Sorry, Richard, I've caught it.
Yeah, it's very contagious.
The novel culture. Sorry.
We're not
The
disproving
novel
the Daily
culture.
Mail with this episode, are we?
The novel culture could increase the prevalence of use, decrease the age of onset of use, and lead to more problematic use of cannabis and other recreational drugs. Vaping devices. It's amazing. It's just such a piece of non-news. It's really funny.
It's all lies as well, obviously, isn't it?
Just total shit. They just made it up. I just really gave the giggles when I read it, and it was even funnier live. Fuck them. They're twats.
Definitely.
They did. There was a great bit in the Daily Mail this week, just to kind of add a little bit of thing to it. There was a bit like they don't learn at all. Like a few years back, Jan Moye said that Stephen Gately didn't die of natural causes because he was a gay, and this week they were trying to tell you, and they were.
Die of lying.
There was somebody saying that it was something like the headline was something like someone flirting with you isn't sexual harassment, and the person that the columnist had written it, she'd got like a wry grin on the front page, and you're like, I was just thinking, I think we're getting towards the what? Rape's illegal? Yeah, I think we're nearly there.
Well, that fella, that Hollywood fella,
Mr. Weinstein.
he was only having a flirt, wasn't he?
No, there's been some really bad ones now.
I think he was pretty bad.
Yeah, he was only taking his clothes off and coming back in the room, wasn't he?
No, there's been some really bad ones.
Like, that's reasonable. I did that in HSBC.
He's a big bloke. He's probably a bit hot.
Yeah, fine.
I'm only joking. I'm really only joking. He's a terrible.
He is a terrible person.
We're hiding behind the guise of irony.
Yes. Just a joke. Right. I was going to do. This is a section called "How to Delay a Flight by 45 Minutes" as a vapor. If you're wondering how you do it. So let me get the airport right. Just say the whole holiday in India, I had absolutely no problem vaping. I didn't see another soul using an electronic cigarette or a vaping device of any kind. But I vaped wherever you could smoke, and there was no issue with it at all. Apart from this one issue. So I'm trying to work out how to do this. So we were flying from New Delhi to Goa on a domestic flight from New Delhi to Goa. And we were standing there waiting for the gate to open. when 2 security guys came up to me and asked me if I was John Martin. I thought, a couple of fans. Oh, fuck's sake, you got a picture? No. They asked me if I was John. I said, yeah. And they said, could you follow me, please? So I said, yeah, it's no problem. So I followed them, and as we were walking back to the terminal, they were talking to me, and they said, do you use electronic cigarettes? And I said, yeah. And they said, is there one in your suitcase? There was. I put my my flask, not my Dacus flask, the other one, in my suitcase. As far as I was concerned, with no batteries. But as we were walking, they said, "Did you put a vaping device in your thing?" And I said, "Yeah." And then I thought, "Fuck." That was the 3rd flight of the holiday, and I just thought, "Shit, I fucked up. I put the fucking mod in my suitcase with the batteries in it." So as we're walking, I'm very Hugh Grant like apologizing, kind of going, I'm so sorry, I'm such a bloody idiot, blah blah blah. They're walking on. And I say, no, it's no problem. We just got to go down to security. You've got to speak to the police about the fact that you've put a vaping device in the hold, and then in all likelihood they're going to dispose of it. So fuck. So I said, oh well, that seems fair. I can't really do anything about that. So they took me down to security. Sat with the security guard, the policeman, and he said, "Did you put a vaping device, an electronic cigarette in your case?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "You're not allowed to do that." And I said, "I'm so sorry. I feel incredibly stupid, especially as there's a video on YouTube of me explaining exactly how to pack for holiday and what not to do. So I'm feeling like a real twat." And I just kept apologising. We got down to security. They found my case. They put it down in front of me and said that they couldn't retrieve the device out of it. I'd have to in case it was dangerous.
Yeah.
All right.
And so I opened the case. I knew exactly where the mod was in the case. So I got the mod out. Again, still apologising profusely at what a twat I'd been to put cells in a case in a hole. And I opened it. As I picked it up, I opened it, and there was absolutely no batteries in it at all.
So you did the right thing then. You took the batteries out, and there shouldn't be a problem putting a mod in your case if it hasn't got batteries in it.
This is the thing that I'm going to tell you now, right? On an X-ray, when they're X-raying something and it looks like a mod, right? It is well within aviation law without the battery. This is just a piece of metal. It doesn't do anything at all. We know that this cell is the problem. If you remove this battery, I'll take it out. Actually. What you actually leave when it's covered is especially in a flask, you leave 2 cylindrical bits of fuck all that look like batteries.
Yeah, yeah.
For someone who's looking at it, don't put mods with no batteries in your thing. Yeah, you're perfectly within your right to do it. You haven't broken any laws at all. They didn't destroy the mod. The 2 guys said that if I gave them a nice review on Facebook, that they didn't want to. Don't worry about it, and just told me to put it in my pocket really quick. So don't say that we let you keep it, but yeah, you didn't break any laws at all. So and in the meantime, they delayed the flight because they were talking to me, and yeah, the flight took off 45 minutes late because I was talking to security and getting my mod back. That is the excitement of how to delay a flight by following the aviation laws absolutely to the letter. And
that's cool. Funny, man.
Yeah, I didn't post it anywhere all the holidays. I thought I want to tell it on the show, but that's exactly how it happened. My wife didn't find that. Well, she thought I was a complete dick as they were telling me this, and I said, "I've left the fucking batteries in the fucking thing." Shit. And when I got back, she went, "Oh, I can't believe you did that. you know what you do for a living and what you do every single week. And I got the mod out. I went like that. No batteries. And she went, what the fuck? And then it was not my fault. Then it was their fault. She went, okay, twats. And then we got on the flight. And the lady sat next to her on the plane went, oh, I can't believe it. Yeah. You know what it's like. You're fucking late. 45 minutes. And I went, I did that.
It wasn't obvious when you got frog marched back onto the plane.
They only took me so far, and then they said, "You know your way," and they left me. So it didn't, and they hadn't let anybody board the plane.
Oh, you got away with it. I thought you had to walk down the aisle like shame.
Yeah, shame. Get on this thing now.
Walk of shame on the aisle.
I was just going to talk briefly about something because I spoke about it. Rick wasn't here, but I was here, and we do talk about these things every so often, and Rick has spoken previously about like social anxiety and stuff. And these two both know this, but I'm absolutely terrified of flying. And we overdid it this time. We actually had to take, we took obviously a flight there and back, and we'd got 3 domestic flights. And I was at the end of what I could do mentally by the time we flew back on the fifth flight, the flight home. I very, very nearly had a complete mental breakdown on the flight because I've got OCD anyway, and everything that I normally use to control myself didn't work for some reason. And so on the 8.5-hour flight back, I had one of the worst flights I've ever had in my entire life. Personally, it was nothing to do with the flight. Everybody was absolutely fantastic. But it was just one of those days where everything has gone fuckoid in my brain. And so I spent 8.5 hours waiting to be shot down, or the wing fall off, or something completely fuck up. So, and trying not to convey any of this to my wife to freak her out. And I'd also like to publicly say, if your kids act like little cunts in public, they're your fucking problem. Because we got landed.
It's your problem when you're on a plane.
Twice we got stuck with people. On the way back, there was 2 children in front of us. There's parents who are thinking, oh, fucking hell. I tell you what, they are your fucking problem. You need to teach them how to act in public before they're in public. It is ridiculous. But we were...
How old were they?
On the flight? On the flight home, there was a 4 or 5-year-old in front of us. And...
might have been tired.
But just the parents were so disinterested in them being little cunts. But I can beat you. But I can beat. You have no excuse. There is no excuse for this, Richard. The flight out. On the flight out. So everybody knows. I know we're well off the track of vaping, but I'm just going to finish this John and Ori story, and then I'll fucking shut up. You know how you taxi around the runway, and then you'll suddenly feel the plane go straight, so you know you're on the outbound runway, waiting to go. Yes, you all know that feeling.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the plane went really, really straight. The lady in front of me had her son on her lap. He was probably about 2, between 2 and 3, something like that. She'd got her seatbelt on, and she'd got a seatbelt extension to keep him on her lap. Right? The engine started winding up to take off. So you can hear the changeover between the normal engines that just taxi you around. So the normal engine shut down, and then you heard the... And he got off her lap and was in the aisle. She hadn't done anything about it. In the aisle, and was just walking up and down the aisle. and I felt it was. Then I had to tap her on the shoulder and say, "You have to get hold of your kid, because if you don't, he won't fucking take off." And then she got hold of her kid. Yeah, being someone who's scared of flying, I did not want an aborted takeoff. I thought this is going to be a really bad idea. And
not good.
No. So yeah, that was my.
I want to see what would happen to him if it
Well,
did.
they wouldn't have taken off, because they're
If
obviously.
they did, that would be amazing.
Yeah, for the fact, the nonchalance of letting your kid just fuck about in the aisle when you're doing 120 down a runway. That's fucking twat. Yeah, anyway, that's John. Why do I fuck? They're your kids. They're your problem. Richard! What's your news?
Wait, what about your major scientific breakthrough?
Okay, do you want to talk about... I can't do it live because I haven't got an Ohmy yet. I thought we were going to do it live. I can do it now.
No, can't you just... Well, can't you just set up the premise that what we think is a thing?
Yeah,
is a thing,
absolutely.
and then if people demand evidence, we'll do it next week.
I'll do it. I tell you what, I'll do it. I will tell you the premise, and this is the scientific breakthrough, and I will. Somebody just May Fox. That wasn't me. It isn't. It's Matt Fox in chat, but John's jealous because Shelley wouldn't let him sit on a lap. That's true. I get really funny about that. I get one of those extra fat bands. I will say, on holiday, I promised my wife before we left the house that this holiday I wouldn't shout at anybody during the holiday. I lasted 2 days. I shouted at somebody. Anyway, right.
It's quite good.
Scientific breakthrough. The scientific breakthrough is this. There is a falsehood. It's sort of falsehood. It's sort of. A lot of people talk about the fact that e-liquid getting into your mod will not cause a short. That, I'm talking about a mech. That
it came up with the limelight squonkers, didn't it?
It came up with the limelight squonkers. That is not true. And the reason it's not true, I could probably show you if I take this. I don't know. Let me just see if I can show you. Yeah, I can actually. So this, as we all know, is the mod maker 510 here, and the connection, and this little brass nut here is the connection. The tripophobic mod, as I push in the button, it will make a connection there with this piece of silver here will hit the brass like that, and there will be a connection. The scientific breakthrough is this, actually, that the brass from the 510, the mod maker 510, if liquid can accumulate in here through condensation and various things, the brass can leach into the liquid that's accumulated here, if it does, and make the liquid conductive between, on any mod, doesn't matter what the fuck it is. If brass leaches into the liquid, you can create a circumstance where the mixture becomes conductive. I know this because this mod fired on its own. My fault, because I should have checked that everything was clean inside, but it wasn't. And I left it, and that was exactly what I did.
Yeah.
So is liquid conductive? No. Is liquid conductive when you add brass and silver to the mix? It can be.
It can be, yeah. Over time, poor maintenance, not cleaning it.
I totally was
time.
I did it. I caused it, but that is exactly what happened.
We need to, for this to be scientifically proven, we need to see that happening, I think.
I'm going to do it. I will do it live on the show next week. I'm going to create a liquid. I'm going to already have a liquid that is, I'll try and take some pictures as well prior to it, but it is just brass and e-liquid. One was leached into the other, and then I'm going to use an ohm meter and stick 2 probes in.
Yep.
And we should get.
It's when the juice goes very dark, like almost blacky, gunky.
Black. It was totally my fault because I didn't check, and it was my fault. I walked out to walk the dog. I put the mod on the side. The button was out, and it was also firing.
John, refresh.
Oh, it's back.
Oh, bollocks.
No, it's
I'm back.
You do a quick refresh.
No, you're not back. You're not back.
Quick refresh, and then we'll get into it.
Okay, Richard. Well, what have you got for us? You've got a couple of things as well, haven't you?
Yes,
You've got a bit of
with the Hall of Fame.
Let's do the Hall of Fame.
Okie dokies.
We're going to Richard's news. Are we not doing Richard's news?
Yeah, I sort of do it in the news, the Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay.
So let's do that. So we had the poll going this week because we sort of felt like we might, with Christmas coming up, Expo coming up, we might have a few weeks off from the Hall of Fame. All the categories have kind of been covered now, so it might be a good chance for a couple of week breather on it. Regroup and take stock. So we thought we'd do a free for all, just because I know we knew there's a lot of things that people wanted in the Hall of Fame that haven't, for whatever reason, got in yet. Yes. So we thought we'd just do a free for all. So literally anyone could nominate anything, and if it got enough love, it made it into the shortlist. So we need to quickly go through everything, the entire shortlist, to decide whether it should be in or not.
Can I just poke in here with something? I mean, there's a lot of love in our community, isn't there? And we're all nominating people, but I don't think many people should really get in there. I mean, I nominated Mooch to go in, but it isn't really Mooch I'm nominating, but more of his battery information.
Yeah.
If that makes you get me.
Well, Mooch was actually the winner of the poll,
right?
And I think that's well deserved. Really, I think he deserves it.
I'm quite happy that Mooch did just take an in, because I don't think, personally, I feel that there's nobody who holds a flame to Mooch. I really don't. I think other people do. I think other people, battery sellers have done things. Mooch does it for not that reason. He doesn't sell batteries.
Yeah.
He does it to make sure that we're all safe. So I personally would agree.
150 votes he got on the poll, which is
well, I would like him to go in, definitely.
Yeah. So that's the first one then. So he is definitely going in the Hall of Fame. The next one, Nigel Moxon, SVB.
Yeah, we love Nigel. He's been making mods for a long time, and
I tell you what I like about Nigel is he is a mod maker, obviously, and there are lots of brilliant mod makers, aren't there? But he's so in the community. Goes to every event. He's in every group. He's a regular contributor in every group. He watches loads of different shows. Do you know what I mean? He cares, and
he's a diamond. He
bothers to be involved, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And the other thing I really like is longevity.
Yeah, I mean, he must have been modding for the last 4 years. I'd say
4 years at least.
First mod I ever bought, made by what we would call a modder, is Nigel.
Because I always worry,
I bought
Go on, sorry, John.
I was just going to say, I bought an old Rusty off him 2-3 years ago, and it was the first review I ever watched of Damien's. He did a review of the box, and it was the first time I ever thought, oh, fuck me.
Mm.
And I could still get it upgraded now. He made that mod 3 years ago, and if I messaged Nigel today and said, can you put a different 510 on it? I want to change the thing. Can you put a new board in it? He'd do it.
Yeah, it is really great. And I think some mod makers, no one take offense to this, some mod makers, you almost get a sense that they might be a flash in the pan. Like, they might do a year of loads of them and then disappear, get sick of it, whatever. he's just been relentless. You know, he's just he's doing it in a bigger volume than ever before. You know, he's just grown and grown and grown and grown.
Absolutely.
Some come and go, don't they? You know.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a few come and go where they've hammered it so much it's not any fun anymore. But yeah, Nigel's been there is there for the long haul. He's doing it full time now, and
so I think he's worthy.
Continue for him, you know.
I think he's worthy. The people think he's worthy as well.
I think he's worthy, definitely. Of course, yeah. We love Nige. We love old Nige.
80 votes as well, second place.
Yeah.
So what do we reckon? Stick him in.
I'm up for that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
It's an original.
Third place on the poll with 70 votes, Vape Fest, UK Vape Fest.
I think that should go in as well. I think I do think that should go in too. Yeah.
I think it took quite a bit of balls in a way to set up the first proper vape meet in the UK. How many years ago?
It did. I don't know where the first one was. Well, the first it had been going
5, 6 years.
6 years longer. I went the first time 4 years ago. I think 4 years, maybe 5, and now I think it had been going for longer. It obviously had I think they had one before that as well. So,
but to this date, it's still the only big vape meet in the country, isn't it? A big one.
A social.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like Expo or Jam. This is a different thing, Vape Fest.
Yeah. Yeah. And not only that, they are they've got to be given the crown of the original. You know. They created it.
Yeah, they pretty much did. It's the template, isn't it?
Yeah. I'd say yeah.
70 votes. I think I would say yes.
I say yes too. Yeah.
How did my T-shirt do?
Right. Well, 5th. So let's do 4th. I obviously don't want to influence your guys, but thoughts on this. But Gary Dibley came in 4th with 46 votes.
But I mean, there's lots. Gary deserves lots of recognition and should probably go in as well. But it's so many people that do that people that are behind the scenes more, you know, even more than Gary. You know,
yeah.
It's almost. I say I'd like Nigel to be in the Hall of Fame, for instance. I'm going back to modders, sorry, but there's loads of other unsung heroes of the modding industry in the UK as well.
Yeah.
It's also like, I want Nigel to go in, but I would like them all to go in as well.
Yeah.
They all deserve it as much as him, actually. It's just like Gary Dibley, he deserves it. The amount of stuff he does behind the scenes for advocacy and real advocacy.
I think I'd be quite happy to if we're putting people in that are that thing, they are the epitome of that thing. For me, Gary takes it. If we were only ever going to put one advocate,
he's the only proper advocate I know.
Yeah, so it should be Gary Dibley advocacy.
Yes,
shouldn't it?
I'm happy to put Gary in under advocacy as what Gary is. I know we all know that Gary's done trip tips and stuff like that. And the first time I ever spoke to Gary, it was about trip tips. And the first time I've ever interacting with was about trip tips. But now I think Gary is the face of advocacy for us, what we consider advocacy, not self-promotion, not trying to gain something. It's proper advocacy.
Yeah, he is. He's a man that works in the industry. If you've got a product and you want to get it compliant and want to get advice, he's the man to go to, isn't he?
Yeah, for me, well, we'll just have to. I mean, it got enough nominations. It got on the poll, and so it's down to us three to all agree. But it would be a yes from me.
It's a yes from me.
Yeah, yes for me too.
Right, now we get into the controversial stuff. That was the top four.
Yeah, I'm going to go with. I'm only going to put That's all that's going in.
The ones below this, yeah, questionable. So the bottom of your shirt, John.
Yep, I was just being a dick.
Place. I think it's hard to put a bit of fabric in.
Yeah, I was just being a twat, and it wasn't actually it was the bottom of everybody's t-shirt.
Yes, yeah.
No,
I mainly use my jeans.
Yeah, no, I was just being a cock. Don't worry about that.
I think it's a beautiful thing we all have in common, though.
Gary Dibley just put in chat, "Fuck the last twat, put the shirt in."
That's exactly why he should go in.
That's exactly why I should go in.
You're in, Gary. Yeah, no, not putting the shirt in. I was just joking.
Yeah. So no to that.
I'm a no on the shirt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed. The hexome.
No. And not because it's a massive selling mod. They've done really well with it, but they didn't innovate anything there. The hexome was designed on somebody else's. Other people were making OKL mods in Hammond boxes before the hexome, but they just took it to another level and have made a real big.
I think it's great, and I think it is a thing. But if you're not the first, you're not the first. That's the end.
It's one of my favorite mods ever, and I love it. Yep. Properly love it. But like you guys say, it's a perfect example of how to run a company well. Perfect example of how to market
the support is brilliant with them. Lifetime guarantees. They're doing it all right. They've sold so many units. It's insane.
But it's not unique enough.
But it is based on Manu's original OKL and Raptor builds.
It hasn't changed anything. It hasn't. It wasn't unique, so I don't think it really qualifies. And I think everybody, on the whole, people agree because it only got 8 votes.
It's a brilliant mod, no doubt about it.
Yeah, I love mine.
Definitely.
And then last place, 5 votes. They're always contentious, these types of things. But the Ubertoot.
Never in a million years will I say yes to that. There are so many reasons. It's sort of a running joke with anybody who knows me that the toot is not what people claim it is. It is. Obviously, I know our very good friend Mark Todd. I know it's one of his favourite atomizers. Dan Muddit. I know it's one of your favourite atomizers if you're watching. But consistency is all part of the thing. The hexome wouldn't have been mentioned if the first batch were great and the second batch was shit. And the toot falls into that thing. As I said to Craig the other day, Craig posted a picture on Instagram saying the toot was up there in the ivory towers. And my answer was, yep, right at the top in the whistly bit. Because the second batch, there was no effort put in at all. The chap who makes them had got a family bereavement, so I've got to be careful about what I say. But he was very obviously stalling how many he was releasing to cause butthurt. That's the only way to say it. And it doesn't stand up. There's atomizers now that cost 1/5 of that vape the same way. There just is. There really is.
There were ones at the time that vaped the same way.
Yeah, and they don't whistle.
Mark's just put in chat that the Squape RS was a better tank, in his opinion.
Yeah,
and totally. I didn't say that, but I completely agree with that statement.
But Hall of Fame isn't about better, is it? Always.
No, but it wasn't innovative either.
They do anything innovative with Ubertoot?
No, there's nothing innovative with it. It's a 2-post. It's a 2-post tank. The first, I don't think you could. My argument is this, though, Rick. If say, it's for Mesto. Say the K-Fun Light, which we've added to the Hall of Fame. Would it be a Hall of Famer if the first 100 were brilliant and the next 200 had build quality issues, didn't screw down properly and whistle, would it be?
I think it would. I actually think it would have been, because it was the first of its sort of type of ATI. It did break new ground, irrespective of how many of the units it sold.
I think it would mar your opinion. I just do. But to me, the Ubertube didn't break any ground.
Well, it would, yeah, of course it would. But it did still change a lot of things. The mouth to lung vaping and getting flavour from that type of ATI. You know, it was a unique design. You know, when everyone was vaping on gennies, the K-Fun came along, you know.
Even if the Ubertube was brilliant, it still wouldn't count. If it was still the best, if it was still the best RTA ever now, that might be a strong argument.
Which some people claim it is, but I think I think there's a lot of. I'm going to be a real wanker now, but I think you have to, once you take into consideration second-hand price protection by claiming something, I think you are. I think it's bollocks, and I think there are better RTAs. Somebody put Andy Wilson in chat. Put the Toots wicking design is unlike any other RDA. Still my favourite personally, and I think there were. I don't think that the Tayfun V2 was that far off. I think it was fairly similar, and I got to disagree. And somebody put Andy in chat put hype doesn't make something great, and I agree, it doesn't.
No, it definitely doesn't.
Oh yeah, that's the point. Yes.
Oh no, and to be honest, if you look at the vote, the people sort of said no as well. Really, it didn't get many votes. It came last.
So that's a no then.
So that's no.
Even Mark's just put it was a great RTA, but I prefer the GT2.
Yeah, and I prefer the Squape.
iPhone. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's that. Are you ready for a major cringe fest?
Go, cringe fest.
I'm going to do it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to do it really quickly. My golden entry is Mark Todd.
Hey, that time he got badded in now.
I know. I think he's brilliant. How many people got into hobbyist vaping because of him? I don't know. Thousands. How many people has he helped? Thousands.
Absolutely.
You know, and he's still prolific. He's still very entertaining. Again, like we're saying about Nigel, massive part of the community.
He's definitely. I mean, he's the second best reviewer in the UK.
And personally, he's been an incredible help and friend to me. So yes, a little bit narcissistic as he's so close to the show, I guess. But
he deserves to be in there. Come on, he's put a lot of years in. He's
absolutely
consistent with charity, generosity
stuff. Amazing.
He's a lovely fella. Great to talk.
Legendary. So he's my golden entry.
I will say you have to qualify it as well, which is something else, which is that on the poll the other day, sometimes people take things a little bit too seriously. So that Richard has been doing the Hall of Fame, and Richard put up, what would you like to nominate? And lots of people put Mark Todd. When Richard put up the post today with these are the finalists, skipped off Mark Todd, and I saw a couple of people were pissed. Right, but this is the reason.
Yes, I apologise. I didn't want to.
It's Richard's golden entry. Yeah, it's tough shit. That's just the way things go.
Yeah, it just felt like a good time saver to not put him. He had easily enough nominations to be in the poll.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and he and I know Mark just put in the chat switching off now, but we adore you.
Yes, lovely.
Absolutely. Look, it's been there for 2 years.
Exactly. Look,
there he is. Tickle his chin.
I'm gonna say 1 year and 51 weeks.
Oh, nearly 2 years.
Kelvin. Anyway.
The next thing on my list. Well, we're just while we're summing up these sort of things. John, you missed the 101 show.
I did miss the 101.
Do you have one just one beautiful thing to stick in.
I have one beautiful thing to stick in room 101. And these two don't even know what it is. And it was actually, I was talking to Mr. John's Rape about it the other day, and then he reminded me that I might get a chance to do this, so I'm going to do it now. And my nomination for room 101, and I think it's going to go in, because you two have to decide whether it goes in or not. It is mods shaped like weapons.
Oh, how did we miss that?
That is my nomination.
Yeah, I think that's
knuckle dusters, guns, grenades. I've seen mods shaped as detonators, quarry detonators.
Can we throw in the juice bottles that are shaped like grenades as well?
Yep, you can show in flashbang as well. We can throw in the fuckwit twat fucking idiots that sold flashbang fucking liquid at Expo, at the last Expo, 4 days after the Manchester bomb. You can throw in all these people.
Yeah,
you
and
are
loads of vendors at Expo told me they didn't bring that stock specifically because of that, and they just didn't even give it a second thought.
So, are we saying anything that's associated with weapons in vaping?
Yeah. I'm going to go with
Cool
that.
Fire 2 always sticks in my mind. Do you remember that? The Anakin Cool Fire 2?
Yeah.
You get these pistol grip ones as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, I really mean it.
Brilliant entry.
Please, don't do that. Don't buy knuckle duster shape mods. You are going to, when you're explaining that, when you're stuttering and mumbling in the police station, going, "Oh, it's got a thing," and then that will be your lucky day.
I think there is one caveat I'd like to add into that, and I've seen some really good mods, a couple over the years, homemade mods where people have used like a bullet case, that holds bullets into a mod. I quite like that, and we've also got round bullet buttons for squonkers, haven't we now?
But that's not going to be okay. Let's go. I've changed it. Right, we're going to call it this: things that could be mistaken for a lethal weapon.
Yeah, that's different. Yeah.
Right.
Good one.
I'm not bothered by bullet. I'm not bothered by bullet-shaped buttons. I don't give a shit about something that's a shell that could be. Nobody. You're walking down the road with a shell. Who gives a fuck? But don't walk around with knuckle dusters and fucking grenades. It's ridiculous.
Yeah,
good one.
Agreed.
Excellent. Very good.
I've still got a list to put on as well. I've still got more. I did about half of them this week for the Hall of Shame. I will get through them all. It just takes
good effort.
A bit of time.
Lastly, I've got a picture as well, Rick, if you can whiz that up. So I thought I'd show this. Rick, you have a rig pig, don't you, by Vape Amp?
I do, yeah.
They obviously did the rig mods. They are doing a squonker. They have just announced a squonker, and it's ready. It's for sale. It's out.
Dean's actually just done a review on it.
There we go.
He has. He's done a review. I saw it earlier. I was actually chatting to him about it.
What does he like it? I haven't seen it. I haven't had time to sit down.
Mixed.
Yeah.
There's good, there's bad. They haven't quite got it right, in my opinion.
I think it'll be. I haven't seen his review at all. I haven't held one. Haven't seen anything but this picture. I'm assuming it'll be pretty solid.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you? I don't think it's up to standard with what they brought out so far.
It's up there price wise as well.
Yeah, I don't want to. I'd say go and look at Dean's review, everybody, and see. You'll see some things that he pointed out, and I spotted them straight away without even watching the review all the way through. And it was like, why have they done that? And why have they done that?
Okay.
So there are things.
It's made by Vape.
Sorry,
rig people.
Who? Sorry,
Vape Amp, the people that do the rig.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, it's made by the guys who make this wonderful thing that's really solid and decent. They haven't quite got that right, but they are going to be changing things on it in the future. And the internals are, the mechanism is very solid, the way they've done it, but there's just a couple of things that they could have done better. And I think they're going to address those issues, and it'll be a solid thing once they've done that.
It's more of a pig in a blanket than a rig pig.
A little bit. But make your own mind up. Dean's done a good video though.
Right, there you go then. So that's that. But I thought, yeah, I think it sort of slipped under the radar a bit until.
I think it should really. We should let it slip under the radar and let them fix it up.
Let them do a V2 and
because
see.
I wouldn't like to tar them, and it could tar the future release of it. If you think this is what it's like.
Yes. Okay. Cool. That's all of my news. Rick, have you got anything?
I've got a little bit of fake news. Only a little bit of fake news. I had it on last week, but we didn't get around to doing it. I don't think it's still in there. Hopefully, I didn't talk about it.
No, you didn't. You definitely didn't.
It's just some fake news poop of the week I've put there.
Poop of the week.
Yeah, it's just another one. It's just another prime example of spin and lobbying and false information. It's about this man in Texas. He claims that vaping gave him popcorn lung. It's just another one of those.
Wow.
But he was smoking for years and years, and then he got ill after it, and he's blamed it on vaping because he was vaping for a few weeks after. But
we've actually covered a story so similar to this before. Like somebody did exactly the same thing.
The spin on it is what, and actually, the guy says. I think I read it on I can't remember what site it was, but this was the words from the guy on the vaping news website. He said that what's disturbing is some of the best lung doctors in the world all agree that vaping is most likely the cause. Right? Why weren't they quoted in the article? Is it true? They don't actually give themselves. They don't actually say who they are or anything like that. So it's not true whatsoever. But that was the bad thing about it. Was that these so-called experts say it's most likely been the cause.
How long did he smoke for?
He was 45 years old when he was diagnosed with popcorn lung. So he's probably been 20 odd years of vaping at least.
And
smoking, not vaping.
What is one, statistically speaking, what is one? It's just ridiculous. Not even worth talking. No, yeah, okay. Okay, so everybody, be really careful because there's a 0.0000000.1% chance you might get popcorn lung.
Yeah, I mean, but like I said, the thing is, what's disturbing is that it said that the best lung doctors in the world all agree that vaping was most likely the cause. But they weren't quoted in the article, so there were no names, no anything. It's bullshit.
Yeah,
it's bullshit.
I'm suspicious by his job because he works in a popcorn factory. Yeah, that's what.
Yeah, he worked. He worked with that powdered butter flavour, wasn't it?
Yeah. He worked at Butterkist.
Yeah, but no, yeah, just some fake news out there. So it's still going.
Where was it?
People are still falling for it.
Where was that published?
That was KSEN TV.
Right.
I'll put a link up. I'll put a link in the description.
Or just put it in chat.
I'll put it in chat now. There we go then. I'll do that.
There we go.
Troll of the week. Troll of the week.
I tell you what, I was really struggling this week because I like to try and keep it sort of from a unique place each week. But then I struck a little pot of gold in a way.
Oh,
I don't want to big it up too much.
Intrigued now.
But it's an area that none of us three have dabbled. I don't think it is Tinder trolls.
Oh no, I didn't even know they did that. I don't really understand. I kind of get young people to explain to me what Tinder is.
I think it could be quite fun setting up a Tinder account and having a little chat with some people on there. Could be a laugh, couldn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, obviously I'm on Grindr, but
yeah, obviously. Aren't we all?
But I've never dabbled with Tinder. So these are Tinder trolls. So yeah, if you want to get into the first one. Okay, are we doing the voices, John?
Oh, let's do the voices. Let me just go.
Okay, I'll be the Markham.
Which just say grey or blue.
I'll be grey.
You'll be great. I'll be blue. Okay. Are we doing? Do we know the sex of the blue?
It's always a bloke.
Oh, it's always black. Okay. Hey there. Oh, hey there. Hey there. How would you like some bad pickup lines?
Yes, hit me with them.
Are you on a lawn? Cause you're gaining my interest.
Lol, killed it. My turn?
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
Are you a banker? Because leave me alone.
Oh dear.
But that's a little taster. They go. I think basically with Tinder they have they don't have much to go off when they make that first communication. All they really know is one picture and their name, and so the name becomes a bit of a thing.
Okay.
On them.
Right. Okay. I'll go blue. You go great.
Yeah.
I've forgotten how to do. All right. Good news. I've never been with a Russian girl, and I love puns. What do you say? Quit starting and rush into things.
Oh God.
Holy Mother of God, I think I'm in love.
Finding it hard to words. Pute into words.
I'm leaning towards asking you to Netflix and chill.
Should I Trotsky on over?
As long as you don't arrive 50 minutes late with Starbucks.
That is Zuck. And with me extra marks. Oh, there.
Oh my God.
Look at these crazy kids with their top Tinder bands.
Oh no.
Top Tinder bands. I don't really get Tinder. Okay.
I'll show you later. Okay, so
Well, what?
yes. You're green on this occasion.
Okay, I'll be green. Yeah, I've spent way too long trying to come up with a pun for your name.
Thank for not saying one. I actually immediately unmatch anyone that says one to me. Merry Christmas.
Fair enough. Merry Christmas.
Oh God.
Mahari Christmas.
Oh.
Fucking dreadful. I'm so glad I don't have to deal with this fucking shite.
Hi.
Hey Diana, do you like hang gliding?
Never tried it before, but sure, why?
I'd love to see a dinosaur.
Is that supposed to be funny?
I thought it was dynamite.
Oh, it's so lame.
It's so bad.
It's so lame.
Grinder, they suck.
I wonder how long they pursue with this line of
I
chatting
think the
up.
Russian one went on a few comments too many.
But how many people do they approach in that way before they think I'm using?
Are these trolling? Are they trolling then, or are they actually interested people?
It's impossible to know, isn't it?
Mm.
Being an old, like I'm 36 now. I don't get it. This guy I work with, he was showing me the thing. I just don't understand. I'm such an old fart. But what's wrong with going into a bar and asking a girl if she wants a drink?
That's what I don't care. I've been married and together with Annie for a long time, but there was no problem going out and meeting girls when I was younger.
No. I've been together. Me and my wife have been together 13 years, and yeah, I kind of I'll say publicly what my opening line was, which I'd seen her a couple of times. We'd talked a couple of times, but I'd never introduced myself because I can always chat to girls, but not really nice ones. And so I said, "Hi, my name's John, and I'm shit with women." That was my opening line. And yeah, we've been married. We've been together 13 years, so it worked.
It just happens on that day. That's just exactly what she was looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's fear of failure, isn't it? That's what these kids struggle with.
Oh, but that's such a really crap thing. I think that's the brilliance of a relationship that works is the fact that you're not the same.
Yeah,
That's the only thing that does make it work, I think.
Yeah, you can be way too similar. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's weird. That, I mean, I'm only 32, 33, but it's again, it's just passed me by. It's only come out in the last few years, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't get it at all. No, doesn't make any sense to me at all. No.
Yeah, but there we go. So, yeah, next week live on the show, we'll join Tinder.
No. Oh my god!
Oh,
hey, yes!
It's that time of year again.
Time of year.
Yeah, it's that time of year again.
Yeah, it's that time of year where we do
this time of year. It's Mod Showcase of the Week time, but we've got a bit of a different one going on this week because it's inspired by a Hall of Famer, Mark Todd. He put a video up this week, actually today. I think he put it up today, and he announced he was going to do it. He's bought a squonk box and made himself a squonker, and quite a few people have done the same just to get their hands dirty and make a mod. So I just thought I'd show Mark's mod and a couple of the others and mention the guys who have posted up that they've made them. And let's get some pictures up. There we go. That's Mark's little mod that he made. 20 minutes, under £30, made a squonker.
Brilliant.
I haven't seen it yet. So the enclosure, did he get that from you?
No, he gets that from Sled UK, from Axe. He's making these boxes for about a tenner, I think. Wow. And the parts inside, it totals up to be about 29 quid or something like that, or 23 quid, I can't remember now. Fantastic. It's under 30 quid. So, yeah, Mark Top made one. He put a video up of showing what he did, just bending the parts and tightening things up, and a few others have. So, yeah, that's Mark's one. We got Darren Appleby made one as well that I've seen. Sam Smith has made one.
I think Mick made one as well, didn't he?
Saint Simon of Sawyers made one.
Yes, you got his name perfect. Saint Simon of Sawyers.
Yeah, Saint Simon of Sawyers and Squonk Mod fame.
I love that.
Saint Simon of Squonk Modders. So yeah, Saint Simon made one, and then a guy I struggled to pronounce his name. Oh, he's only showing the box there, so I don't have to. He's going to make one. Sufyan Rahman.
You haven't put the picture up. I can't see it. Wait.
Oh, fucking hell, haven't I not? Oh,
no, you didn't put Simon's up either.
Oh, let me go through them again. I thought I was showing them. Okay. There's Darren Appleby.
You showed that one.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Sam Smith.
Lovely.
Saint Simon of Squonk Modders fame, Sawyers.
Yay!
You made that one.
I'm assuming soldering is required.
No.
Oh, wow.
No soldering. All you need is a pair of pliers and a spanner.
Oh, okay.
That's all you do is you tighten the 510 up in there, you bend the metal, and that's it. That's it. And glue the magnets in. You have to glue the magnets in.
Wow.
But no, it's just what I liked about it was Mark enjoyed doing it, and there is something about modding. If you can spend half an hour making a mod and you can vape on that thing that you actually made yourself, it's pretty satisfying. That's what got me into modding. Is nothing quite like vaping on something you've made yourself. And Mark highlighted that and did this video, and yeah, they've all enjoyed themselves making a nice, easy mod.
It was great. And if you want to do that, you can go and do that. Buy parts from www.modmaker.co.uk and buy your enclosure from somewhere else.
Yeah, I'll put the link in the description as well. But go and watch Mark's video. He'll show you what's involved. He's got a new video up, so go and see Todd's Reviews.
Very cool.
I don't know who Mark Todd is. He does reviews. He's a Scottish fella.
Is he Scottish?
I
Yeah,
didn't know that. I'm not
he's
interested.
Scotch. He's nice actually for a Scotsman. Yeah,
Yeah, he's good for a Scotch.
yeah.
Scotch.
Oh, yeah.
Scotchies can be all right, you know.
Well,
Yeah.
it's a handful.
Yeah,
Don't be put off by some of them. Some of them aren't, but the few are. Few are all right. But yeah, that's Mod Showcase of the week. If you like that, go and actually, Mark didn't put it on the Showcase group, so I don't have to say the link to the Facebook group, do I?
There is a good group though if you do want to see fancy mods.
Yeah, there is. There's a good group called Mod Showcases that shows things like this.
Yeah, it's www.facebook.com and then go on Mod Showcase. I didn't say something earlier, and I really should have, because I know he'll be watching. Luke, if you're watching, I know you wanted to go to the shop tomorrow and buy a pack of breeze coils, but they only had one, and I got it. So fuck you.
There we go. That's service for you. That's the Vape Emporium, Felixstowe.
That is, and Colchester and Ipswich. Colchester and Ipswich have got breeze coils, but Felixstowe hasn't because I bought them. So fuck off.
Right. Are we about there, fellas? Anything
Yes.
else to throw in there?
See you next
Well
Thursday.
done. 43 minutes. See you next
Yeah,
Thursday.
welcome back, John. Good to have you back, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, we got
I'd
to
love
say
to see
Richard
you do
Vick
something.
might not be on next week.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, but we're going to do a show.
But
But we'll find out. We'll find out what it is.
Might do a short one. I don't know if
Might do
it's
a
late. But
But we'll
Anyway.
do it for you.
thanks for watching. This has been the Ideal Home Show. We will catch you next Thursday.
See you next Thursday.
Ta-da.
Bye. Bye.